How y'all doing? Welcome. We are going to be taking a look at your through Samhain seasonal general reading here. Just a quick note, in the Northern Hemisphere, we are going to be looking at the time from the autumnal equinox on the 2nd, which we just experienced, through October and November, so we'll be covering both of those seasons. But regardless of whether you're in the Northern Hemisphere where I am, or even if you're in the Southern Hemisphere, the messages are the same. It's just two sides of the same coin. So you can take whatever comes through here and contextualize it based on where you are in the world. If you are welcoming the return of the darkness like we are in the North, or welcoming the return of the light in the South, again, they're just counterpoints on the wheel and hold a lot of the same similar messaging, just through a slightly different colored lens. So with that being said, let's talk about your meditation. Interesting. I saw like a huge water slide. It looked like a waterfall. It was so insane and big, but it was like that steep. It was like, usually a slide is like, this was like, and so I saw you guys going down this waterfall slide. And then I saw this owl, this beautiful white owl, like you have that came up here actually. This snowy owl kind of soar above. And then I saw this owl fly up and up and up through the sky until it was almost above the clouds on the top of this mountain. And I saw that there was a small little house, like a little cabin, a type of monastery even. And out came this person and took the message that the owl had in its talons. It was like bringing a message, read the message and thanked the owl. And the owl kind of flew off and, onward and upward. And I saw it go up and up and up and up and up, this ladder to the heavens, up and up and up. And then I saw this beautiful rainbow emerge with the pentacles from the pentacles, like outlining this rainbow. So it felt like a hybrid of the Ten of Cups, which is complete emotional fulfillment and wellness, happy home, happy family, absolute bliss, with the Ten of Pentacles, which is ancestral wealth, happy home and family, but also well-funded, feeling very grounded and secure and safe in all of your physical experiences, right? So emotional and physical coming up with the Cups and the Pentacles in that of Cups / Pentacles hybrid. Very powerful, Taurus. I want to say to you, I do feel like during this time, this is a very, we're going into the time of the year where the veil is it's thin. So I do feel like you have a direct line and connection to those upper energies. If people call it different things, the other side, heaven, I feel like you have a more direct line to that. So ask for what your heart desires. Ask for what your heart desires. I seldomly get that in a message. It's usually a little bit more, like less, I think, sugary sounding. No judgment. Ask for what your heart desires. Because I feel like there's power in it and there's energy in it. And I think you might be surprised by what comes through when you ask. Fascinating. So also, owl energy is about wisdom. It's high priestess energy. Owls see just as well at night as they do during the day. That's why we say the sun lives through the owl at night. There's something about that that's coming through as well. I feel like there could have been some darkness or some sort of loss or disappointment or shifts or changes that have gone on. Maybe not even like terrible ones, but just like kind of a bittersweet feeling. And I feel like you're moving into a time where things are just going to grow and manifest for you in a really beautiful way. I'm seeing like the judgment key, washing away the past, healing the pain, and moving on to a new future. It feels incredibly good. So the animal energy for this time for you is the lion, which is so stunning. It's fire energy. So he relates to the King of Wands. Remember, the wands they rule the realm of the soul. And they speak of the actions that we do or don't take around the work that we love to do around our soul purpose, right? About the relationships about which we're passionate, right? Those soul partnerships. So it's interesting here with the King of Wands because he knows exactly when to move, when to be still. He's the creative king. He knows what to say yes to, what to say no to. He's always acting within perfect time. And because of that, he's a manifestation master. There's also a sense of confidence that comes in with the lion. So I do feel like you are being encouraged to put yourself out there in a new way or in a bigger way. Put yourself out, let yourself be seen. Apply for that thing. Put your name in the hat. Volunteer for that group. Book that photo shoot, whatever it is. It feels like allowing yourself to be seen and putting yourself out there it's going to yield some really beautiful returns. Like, go for it. I'm hearing it's a slim chance, but I'll go for it anyway and see what happens. Just see what happens when you do that. It just feels incredibly positive. So you got a lot of doubles here, by the way, a lot going on. So you're coming through as the Hanged Man and the Seven of Cups. So Seven of Cups is an interesting one because it speaks of dreams deferred, right? A certain analysis paralysis that comes and we go, man, I wonder what would have happened had I seen that through. I wonder what would have happened had I, taken a slightly different path. That's Seven of Cups. And we have the moon and the sun here as well. Echoing, look, it kind of looks like a mountain where the owl was flying, right? That message, right? That messenger. Definitely meditate during this time. Please do. Please, fall in line with the season. Even if you're in the south, you're going towards Beltane anyway, which is the other. Samhain and Beltane are counterpoints on the wheel. So that is when the veil is most thin. Around October 31st, the weeks leading up to that, and then May 1st, which I'm remembering right now, is in your birthday season. So there's good energy around that as well. So with the Seven of Cups, it's what could have been. And with the Hanged Man, it's like you're taking some time out to flip your perspective and really ask those questions from a place of curiosity and non-judgment. What could have been? Okay, but what could be? What could be if I did something different? What could be if I applied for that loan? What could be if I put myself out there? What could be if I got that certificate? What could it be if I sent that message? What could it be? Like, what could be? What could be? I mean, I feel like ask and you shall receive. Ooh, I just got shivers. Ask and you shall receive. That's what this feels like. That's what it feels like. In your place of challenge, you got Queen of Wands in reverse. So Queen of Wands / Mother of Wands. This is an interesting one because she's the Queen of Confidence. You've got the King and Queen here, right? She's the Queen of Confidence. She knows her worth. She's incredibly creative. She is the mother. She's the mother of the home and hearth. She is a family lady. But there is this aspect here. It's funny because she's depicted as with the cats on her. There's a lot of like feline energy here. I like it. When this comes up in reverse, it shows a disconnect from your most confident and ideal self. It shows a disconnect from putting time into and effort into what really makes you feel like you're connected to your purpose. I see a bit of a disconnect from your purpose here. So really look at how you're spending your time, what you're doing, and think about something that might be missing. What might be missing? What could you have a little bit more of or a lot more of that would feel like you're waking up every day with a sense of purpose, right? That is so, so important to us as human beings, feeling like what we do matters, feeling like we're doing at least an aspect of what we're here to do from a soul perspective, right? What are you creating in your world? Because we are creators. Even if you're not specifically like an artist or, maybe you're an entrepreneur, maybe you're a teacher, how are you creating a better environment for those kids? How are you creating, right? As a mother, how are you helping other mothers if you're a mother, right? Do you want to help other mothers? Think about it. How can you, from everything that you've learned, turn around and teach from that place of wisdom or move from that place, right? How does what you do matter on a larger scale? That's the question. Advice. So we have the Ace of Wands and the Five of Pentacles. So Pentacles, Earth energy, Taurus energy. But this is very much about feeling separate or outside of where you belong or what you desire, right? Ace of Wands is like the antidote to this droopy rose here. Very much a big passion. Remember, the wands are about the work you do. So the fact that this is your advice, seriously, it's like really, really connect with that creative spark within you and tend to your own flowers. Okay? What is this rose for you? What have you left to wilt in your life? Your health, your financial status, your creativity, your dreams, your family connections, your travel, whatever it is. What have you left to wilt? And how can you imbue it with new life by giving time and energy to it and stoking that flame? This rose that you've left to wilt, whatever this is, maybe it's a relationship you want to, reconnect with or meet. It could be, a family member or a friend or, romantic, whatever. What is this rose that was left to wilt that you've never quite forgotten and that comes up when you listen to this reading? This needs sunlight and fertilizing and water. How can you do that? What is that for you? Ace of Wands, the antidote. Okay, perk this thing all right up. So, Daughter of Wands / Page of Wands, here again with that owl energy. I absolutely love it. Now, this is brilliant because in your place of victory, Page of Swords is an idea. It's knowledge. It's also a message or a piece of information that comes through, someone reaching out, right? There's also an aspect of being observed and observing as well. I feel like in your place of victory, you're going to come out of this with like a lead, is what I'm hearing, a lead. Remember asking you shall receive in that cup / pentacles hybrid that I saw coming through? Why do I feel like you're either taking a chance or applying for something or putting yourself out there in something that you think has seldom chance of like coming through, but then it does. It does. Ask and you shall receive. This just feels like something small that's like an idea or a kernel of an action that just feels incredibly good. And this feels like you putting out communication and receiving it around that. Feels really good. Feels like a letter, an email, a message, something. Feels really, really good. Now your outcome is everything. You've got the world. Remember I said I saw the judgment key in the mind's eye? This comes right after the judgment key. This is the completion of a cycle. This is celebration. This is victory. The B energy is 3 of Pentacles energy, which is teamwork and what you're specifically good at. Your master artisan self, right? More pentacles there. I love this so much. This is like feeling like, woo, I did it. I'm telling you, this is going to be quite a time for you. And I'm here for it. Why do I feel like these are going to be quite quickly once you identify what this rose is and imbue it with new life? Commit to it. Commit to it. Ask and you shall receive. And this is the last in the major arcanas. Major arcanas denote destined or fated events. If you see minors, you can change those if you want. But majors, it's definitely happening. There's nothing you can do about it. So this is definitely going to be your outcome. It's just how big or small is this for you? Dreams deferred, flip perspective, connecting with your dreams and your creative self and your confidence, right? Nourishing what in you wants to be really live as your purpose and your soul point, and then moving from there, from a place of divine timing and action, divinely inspired action. Getting specific, asking you shall receive. I love it. So your Maven Oracle here is shapeshifting. 5 + 3 is 8, which is interesting because 8 is the number of monetary wealth. And the lion, which is also depicted on the strength key in the tarot, is the 8th major arcana. That's interesting. Shapeshifting. Transformation is not the loss of what once was. It is the evolution of a more powerful self. How we talked about stepping into your Queen of Wands, and really connecting with what fires you up and what you're here to do. Transformation is not the loss of what once was. It is the evolution of a more powerful self. What could be, right? What could be? I feel like this is commenting on what we were saying with, how can you help others from what you've learned? How can you take what has been and redefine it for yourself so that you can move forward and breathe new life into your purpose and your experiences, right? Now, this is your Samhain Oracle, and I absolutely love this for you. Crystals and herbs. Oh, what medicine, what sacredness to behold. A dash of healing straight from mother's home. This is interesting. There's that theme of mother coming in here with the Queen of Wands and that sense of nurturing and safety and, feeling safe enough to get it wrong, feeling safe enough to fail. That's what you try to do with kids, right? Is imbue them with that confidence so that they feel safe enough to get it wrong so that they learn. Something in that for you. Oh, what medicine, what sacredness to behold. A dash of healing straight from mother's home. Crystals and herbs, which is the number 3. So this oracle speaks. Oh, hello. This oracle speaks. My computer going off there of its own accord. This speaks of what it is to be an earth sign. This speaks about, connecting to the material, simple pleasures of life, to ground yourself and to give yourself the gift of pure and clear perspective and encouragement. And honestly, for Taurus, there's just no better remedy. It's absolutely perfect. Keeping all of this in your mind, every message is coming through here, and then go and ground yourself in the earth, take a walk in nature, bake a pie, but put some stuff in the slow cooker. Honey, I'm obsessed with the slow cooker meals. Let me know in the comments if anyone else is. I really love a slow cooker meal. I do. I'm obsessed. And we're going into the time of year for that. So I'm here for it. Make a meal, mend something, think about how you can really call upon your Taurus superpowers of being here to enjoy the physical, practical aspects of the human experience. This is why I think your sign is your particular magic, Taurus magic in particular, teaches us how to be embodied. It teaches all of us souls, right, that are incarnated in these human meat suits, how to best be embodied and walk through life connected to the human experience, right? That is Taurus magic. Remember, your sun sign is what you're here to grow into, right? It's what you're here to grow into, and it's what you're learning and mastering. So if you ever wonder if you are living your highest and best life, a clue into that could be, how much of a Taurus are you being? Are you embodying the best part of what it means to be a Taurus? Now, part of that is a connection to, wealth and stability as well. Being a bull, bulls are, good Lord, known for their virility. They're known for their strength. They're known for their steadfastness. They're powerful, beautiful, formidable animals. Yeah, you're a fixed sign, right? So there's some of that, beautiful stubbornness and liking things to go a certain way. But again, what kind of Taurus are you being? How much are you living in that aspect of you? It's always a really good way to check in around that, right? Also, your moon sign is your factory setting. So it's who you are inherently, with no work at all, no self-reflection, no therapy, no nothing. It's just factory setting who you are. So you can also, during this time, kind of compare the two. This is the time for that, with the shape shifting and the crystals and herbs, and the season that we're going into, been in Samhain, which is going, okay, here's a factory setting. A factory setting is, a Pisces, and I feel things very deeply, and I sometimes am overwhelmed by emotions, and I allow myself to be swayed easily and don't necessarily stay in my own power. That's a factory setting. That's a shadow side of it, of course. Pisces are wonderful in other ways. But Taurus is about confidence and standing strong and grounding into the earth. How can I, if I'm a bit much in the moon in a shadowy way, how can I allow Taurus energy to inspire me to a place of greater groundedness? How can I be the best Taurus that I can be? Is what's coming through here. I just feel like that's going to be incredibly helpful for a group of you. Look into your moon sign. If you don't know what it is, it's a quick Google, and you can find that out based on your birth information. I feel like it's going to be, as we welcome in the darkness, the moon, our moon sign, represents how our shadow speaks. It's the form that our shadow takes. So knowing that and understanding that is going to greatly help you just in life, but it's also going to help you contextualize what is keeping you from manifesting the life that you are here to manifest, okay? And how you can even expand upon it. If you manifest, how can you expand upon it, right? If you're here, if you're living, there's still more to do. You haven't reached the peak yet, and that's how it goes. So really beautiful, Taurus. With that being said, I would so appreciate if you could like this video, if you could share, if you could subscribe, all of those good things. I would so appreciate that. I also would love to hear from you guys in the comments, because that is really my favorite part of this whole gig. Is I respond to every single one of the comments. I love hearing from you. I would love to know, what do you see in this reading? What stands out to you, right? Because you're the Taurus collective. You know better, right? Look at this stuff and go, oh, okay, see this. And let's co-create this reading. Let's co-create this reading. Let me know in the comments what you see, and talk to your fellow bull folk and Taurus people, and really come together. Let me know what your moon signs are in the comment as well, and connect with each other. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful community we have here, and I encourage you to lean into it and embrace it. It's really, really stunning. So lastly, with that being said, you've seen the teaser at the beginning of this video. I have some very exciting news coming up for you very, very soon here in Samhain season. I'm excited to share it. It's something that I've been talking about for a little bit, a little vaguely, something that I've created for you. Yes, you. It is a love letter to you. It's something that is going to hopefully be of great use to you. So please stay tuned. Sign up for a newsletter on my website, which is in the description box, ladycrow.net, to get first news and get all of the good tea on that. So newsletter is also coming out soon. You don't want to miss that newsletter. So with that being said, thank you again for being here, beautiful Taurus. And most of all, and as always, just thank you for being you. And be well. Until next time.